All right, so this Gotti versus Mayweather thing has escalated immensely. You got death threats coming, like legit, like threats on Mayweather's family coming out now, all right? From the Gotti side, they're threatening his family. Do you understand who the Gottis are? You know, like I know probably most of you, you know, a little bit younger than me, most likely, you know, Growing Up Gotti, you know the reality show. That's what you think of. Do you know why they're famous? Like, do you know why Growing Up Gotti was a thing? Hey, these are gangsters, man. This is like old school mafia family murders. Lots and lots of murders in their family. Not like, you know, not like I'm rapping about like shooting people, but haven't really. We're talking like legit Italian mafia, generational murders, okay? And you got threats against Mayweather's family. And you got a video from backstage after the fight, just in case you're an imbecile like Skip Bayless. I'm not saying you're an imbecile. I'm saying Skip Bayless is an imbecile who immediately tweeted, obviously the Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III brawl was staged. You're like, oh yeah? What about that looks staged to you, Skip? Like what about that looks staged? You've never seen a person who loses it, like snaps, and then they want to go after a guy because anyone with a trained eye looked at that aftermath and could tell obviously that was real. John Gotti, he lost it, dude. He went after Floyd. Now, he, in his post-fight comments, was like, the fight was stopped for absolutely no reason. And that's true, you know? It was holding too long. I don't understand, like, again, dude, boxing is just a bizarre spectacle of corruption and incompetence as far as I'm concerned. I don't understand why they stopped it, but nonetheless, they stopped it and he lost it. And Floyd, you saw Floyd, he's like, come on. Floyd was on high alert, dude, because he knew Gotti was 100% coming to throw, and he was going to throw haymakers at him. You know, it doesn't really matter because Floyd, if you can't hit him during the boxing match, probably not going to hit him when you're really mad. But nonetheless, right? So I want to show you the backstage brawl that happened afterwards, because again, if you're skipping, oh, this was obviously staged. Oh, yeah. Wait, does this look staged to you, Skip? You know, does this 200-person melee backstage, that looks staged to you, Skip? You know, with your super trained eye at, figuring out what real violence looks like? Because no, not staged. Obviously not staged. And apparently we have a war for life. John Gotti III said, Mayweathers are my enemies for life. Conor weighed in. He's like, yeah, I'm with the Gottis, son. And people in Gotti III's family are threatening. You know, it doesn't matter. It might take 3 years, but it might be 2-3 years from now. But I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get your daughter. They're threatening his daughter. Okay. So that is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to go through some footage, and then as an added bonus, you guys might not. Two added bonuses. Number one, you might not realize that. What's his name? Greg Hardy. He's fighting in the. He's fighting in that new league that Bola Osendero is also fighting in, Team Combat League, and he got starched last week. I would imagine you want to see that, right? You want to see Greg Hardy get starched in a way that, in this new combat. There's nothing against Greg Hardy. He's just a really big name, and he got starched. Now, in his defense, he knocked a guy out the week before, but he got knocked out. I will show you guys that clip also as a bonus. Now, before I tell you bonus number 2, real quick, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel, that would be incredible. I appreciate you guys doing that. If you're going to watch my content, just subscribe to the channel. I would do it for you. We're going to handshake it. Okay. I don't charge money. I just ask that you subscribe if you're going to watch my content. Thank you very much. Now, the other thing, some of you guys know that Gabrielle and I have been in the nootropics business for a long time, in the supplement business, and we recently launched a completely new business because someone brought a sample to us of a product that I cannot stress to you enough, okay? I tried this, all right? It's a drink. It's like a nootropic drink. I tried this thing, right? Now, I don't think I need to tell you guys that I have a very trained system when it comes to stimulants and things, like nootropics is just code for somehow this is legal. That's what nootropics means. It's like, you take something or you drink something and you're like, whoa. And it means somehow this is still legal. My comment to Gabrielle about 15, 20 minutes after I tried it was, okay, I have no idea how this is legal. The only time I have ever felt even remotely like this is if I mixed some kind of very clean upper with a microdose of mushrooms. That's exactly what I told her. Verbatim. I felt the same the second time. These products are unbelievable. I take the watermelon. You'll see. I'm going to put the link in the description. I cannot stress this enough. If you try these and you tell me that these are not the strongest legal thing that you have ever taken in your life, super clean, not like, not talking like dirty no-dos, like gross caffeine. This is our business, me and Gabrielle. I'm not recommending something someone's paying me for. We're recommending our own thing that we are launching. I cannot stress this to you enough. They are incredible, okay? Incredible. Give them a run. The link is in the description. It's Benieve.com. The one that says Benieve, real JOF. That's the link. Try the products. They will blow your mind. You're welcome. Anyway, all right. So let's jump right into this thing. And let's start here. So this is the backstage. Actually, you know what? Let me show you that after this. I want to start here because this is crazier. To be perfectly honest with you, the more notable story is the death threats, in my opinion, right? So here you go. Floyd Mayweather's family threatened after John Gotti Jr. John Gotti III brawl, coming for your daughter. Okay, coming for your daughter. You read that correctly. All right. Now I just want to make clear again. This is a multi-generational mafia family. Okay, this is not a joke here. Now, am I saying I think they're going to actually come and kill Floyd Mayweather's daughter? No. But what I'm saying is, like, if you think that these are make-believe gangsters, you're wrong, okay? John Gotti Jr., the father of John Gotti III, took a ton of flack in the press. The dummy Don or whatever, like all that stuff, because the reason why his reputation was that, like, he was like this Dunsky who was only in power because his dad was John Gotti Sr., which is partially true. But John Gotti Sr. was the most powerful gangster in the country, okay? Now, people have rewritten history and made it out like he was some idiot. Oh, my God, he's just dumbbell because blah, blah, blah. And they completely discount the fact that law enforcement had completely changed by then. All the other bosses had gone to jail. This is, you know what? We'll have this conversation after. Bottom line, these guys are real, okay? These are not like pretend gangsters, all right? So coming for your daughter. Here we go. So this is from Nicolette Gotti, who is John Gotti III's sister. Okay. And I'll show you what she looks like too. She said, Floyd Mayweather, your daughter was ran through by an animal with 12 different babies' mamas. Your little circus animal. You're all a pack of zoo animals. I swear on my kids, I'm coming for your daughter. It may be 2 years, 3 years, but I'm coming for that C word. Okay? Now, again, if you were talking about some rando from some rando family who threw that out there, maybe you could be like, wow, she's crazy. No, I'm not, But look, am I saying that they're actually going to come whack out Mayweather's family? Of course not. You don't want it with Mayweather either, dude. He's got a lot of resources, a lot of guys that are willing to do a lot of crazy things to defend Floyd and his family for sure. You don't want it with either of these groups, Everybody thinks that these, like, oh, they're famous, so they're soft. That's not how that works, man. That is not how that works. That is not how that works at all. Okay? If they're famous because they have money and they're a person you consider dangerous before, you think the money makes them less dangerous? That's not how that works. Okay? The more money they have, the more distanced they can become from the type of things that you do not want to be on the wrong side of. That's how that works. Okay? That's how that works. Because you have a line of people willing to go do whatever for you because they either rely on you financially or you can incentivize them financially. That's how that works. Okay? Nonetheless, yes, I do think that Nicolette Gotti probably could have been cast on Jersey Shore and fit in perfectly, for sure. but her family is legit, and she's threatening to kill Floyd Mayweather's daughter, dude. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily exactly what she said, but that's how it sounds to me, right? So now also John Gotti III said that him and Floyd are enemies for life now. So that's what that is. And then here, so now I'll tell you about the Gottis. Like, I'll tell you about that lineage and all that in a second. And then I'll show you the backstage stuff. Then I'll show you Greg Hardy. So Nicolette and John Gotti III, their grandfather, John Gotti, was the boss of the Gambino family from 1986 to 1991. Their father, John Gotti Jr., was acting boss when family John Gotti Sr. was in prison. Prior to the fight, Mayweather's daughters teased the public reveal of Yaya's 2-year-old son, KJ, who was shared with her reported fiance, rapper NBA Youngboy. Oh, okay, so her baby's dad is NBA Youngboy. So this is Nicolette, though. Hang on, let me make this bigger so you can see. So you can see her. Because, listen, I'm just going to be straight with you. She's Italian. She's got good bone structure. She's got a great figure. I mean, I don't know, man. She might be, she might be a live wire, but that might be a grenade I would jump on because I am partial to beautiful little Italian girls. Ask my wife, dude. This one's probably a little more spunky than mine, though, But she's a dime. Anyway, so here's the deal. John Gotti took over the Gambino family when him and his crew, Sammy Gravano included, murdered the previous boss, Paul Castellano, at Sparks Steakhouse in 85. Okay? They tricked him into going there because they had a 5-person conspiracy that they called the Fist. So there were 5 made guys in this group. A couple of them were captains. One of them might have even been an underboss. I'm not sure. They brought Paul Castellano, who was the boss of bosses, to Sparks Steakhouse under the auspices of discussing some kind of parking, I don't know, whatever, racketeering shit that they were doing. And instead of having that meeting, when he got there, him and his driver, something Bilotti, whose first name is escaping me, they got out. Bunch of guys who were all dressed like Russian guys in coats, hats, same exact outfit, all of them, so that witnesses couldn't make heads or tails of who was who. They came up and they shot and killed both of these guys in the middle of downtown New York in front of 1 million witnesses, and no one ever got caught until they got rolled up on some other stuff and people testified. Okay, so he takes over the family. He's the most powerful boss in the country. And his son then took over when he got shipped to prison. Now, again, history has been written now where they're like, oh, John Gotti, he was an imbecile and he ended up being the downfall of the mafia. Ridiculous. I don't need to be an insider to know that's not true, okay? Because the first class of all the other bosses all had gotten caught prior to Gotti, okay? Because of the RICO law, they started RICOing people. The Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organizations Act, where you used to be able to pay a person to do a thing, and then they paid that person, and then all of a sudden, if they could prove that you're a leader in an organization or a part of a criminal organization, they could just throw you in jail for all kinds of predicate stuff, So all the other bosses had gotten rolled up. All the ones that weren't John Gotti that were still out, they got rolled up right after John Gotti. Like the whole thing came apart because of RICO, because of, wiretaps, etc. They rewrote history and said it's because John Gotti was so out in public and it's because he was on the cover of magazines. Fucking ridiculous. That's not why. Okay? They wanted to take they liked, like the government liked John Gotti about as much as they like, 45. The guy who just took a 37 count indictment. Those two guys are basically as equally liked by the federal government. They hated Gotti, man. They hated him. Now, anyway, so John Gotti Jr., John Gotti III's dad, took over, was taking orders from his pop while he was in jail, Marion, doing life in prison. He ended up dying of, I think, throat cancer. And so he was out running day-to-day operations for the entire Gambino family. He was already a captain in the Gambino family prior to his dad getting locked up. That's John Gotti III's dad, a guy who was a captain in the Gambino family, who 100% had to murder people in order to get made, 1,000%. He got rung up on, I think he stabbed a guy to death in a bar also, like on an unrelated to the mafia thing, just a fight. He stabbed a guy to death. You know, his crew clipped tons of guys. So that's the family we're talking about. Okay. Now, are they still heavily in the criminal world? How the fuck would I know? I don't know. I just know that if someone's going to threaten your kid, you would prefer that it be some slapdick and not this family. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so now we're going to move over and we're going to talk about, or actually, I'm sorry, we're going to show, here, I'm going to show you this, actually. I'm going to show you John Gotti Jr., who is the, you know, this is him right here. So the guy right here in the center of this video, right there, that's John Gotti Jr. That's John Gotti Sr., boss of the Gambino family, son, who was running the family while he was in jail. He was a captain beforehand, etc. He's their dad. Okay. So this is the beginning of the video. And then, I'm going to have to scan through this a little bit because I don't want to get this demonetized. So look, he's like, what is going on, dude? What's going on? Okay. Now watch this. I'm going to scan through this a little bit because otherwise I'm going to get demonetized. Okay. Look, so like these two are fighting, right? They're mad. Then this guy, look at this woman. She spazzed out. These guys they're all fighting. Now look, you guys can go look this up on your own afterwards. I'm going to show you this really quick just to demonstrate this was obviously not fake. And you can find this video on your own. This is on All Out Fighting. They've got this entire video, right? So you go here, look at this. Like this is like utter chaos, dude. All of these people are fighting. Okay? All of these people are screaming at each other. These are the two different crews, the two different factions. Everyone is screaming at each other. Everyone is fighting. And then check this. This guy wanted it bad. I can't believe, like he started screaming at some dude's face. He ended up squared up with some other guy. This guy right here. See these two dudes right in the middle? They're after each other. And then check this out. This dude right here. I don't know what this guy was doing. Hang on. This guy right here, you see this? This guy just grabbed this woman from behind. See this? You see him? Like, look at this guy. What on earth is he doing, dude? He grabs this chick from behind. She flips out, dude. Like, he grabs her and she, like, look, he just pulled her down. She turns around like, what are you doing? Then she flips out, dude. Then this other guy gets in the middle. So I've learned my lesson on this stuff, dude. If I show anything that is even moderately, you know, street fight-ish, they demonetize the video and they don't show it to anyone. So I'm not falling into that trap this time. What I will show you, though, I will show you Greg Hardy getting punched in the face very hard. And again, not because I'm hating on Greg Hardy, just because I know what the people want. Okay, this is Greg Hardy in Team Combat League. Bolos and Dyra also fights in there. Watch this, dude. He's up, dude. He's good. For now. See it one more time. Here's when Tai Tuivasa knocked him out too. I don't like that. Like, I'm not doing this to like talk trash, just for the record. I'm really not. It's like, dude, when a guy loses his confidence, it's no good, man. It's no good. Right here, Tai gets hurt with his right hand. He gets starched by this left right here. Boom. Same. Exactly the same. Look at that. Exactly the same, dude. Hardy here, right? He gets hurt by Hardy. And then Hardy goes for the finish. Look at this. Overswings. And then watch this. Overswings, gets whap, starched. Exactly the same. Watch this. Overswings, back. Exactly the same. Identical knockouts right there. Man, this poor guy, dude. I feel terrible for him, man. He's getting to, he's getting towards the end and like, I don't know, man. He's getting towards the end and now he has to kind of wrap his brain around like he's not going to be the champion. It's like, all right, I'm not going to be the, all right, thank you UFC. I did my best. He thought he was going to be UFC champion. He's not. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go do it in BKFC. First fight, knocked out. It's like, man, it's not an easy life, dude. I know I'm switching gears here. I cannot stress enough. The life of a fighter is not easy, dude. You'll have, some guys will have this little Goldilocks zone where they win a bunch of fights in a row. They got the world by the balls. Everything's working for them. But it never, like outside of like a handful of people who win 1 million in a row, it's like, it's just a tough life, dude. Just emotionally, I mean. Going in and getting beat up, like who gives a shit about that? I'm talking about like emotionally. Because, the story you have to tell yourself to do this, there's only one story to tell yourself, really. Unless you're one of these kind of outliers like Jim Miller, who's like, yeah, I'm just going to grind through my entire career. I'm just going to keep fighting. I love it. Most guys, it's like, I'm going to be the champion. As soon as there's even a sniff of, oh man, I'm actually never going to be the champion, everything falls apart for them. Anyway, that's what I got. I love you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. And I'm telling you, I cannot stress this enough. I will stake every ounce of my credibility on this product that is in the description beneath. Get the watermelon. Get that watermelon and then tell me, you explain to me, how is this legal? How on earth is there any combination of ingredients that can make you feel like that's legal? I don't understand. It's amazing. I love you guys. Peace.